Hey everybody, eyes over here. I hope you're ready to fall in love with some Coleus because there are some colors and textures here that I find absolutely enchanting. I think you're going to find some of these absolutely irresistible. So let's start down at the right corner. I'll take a closer look, and I think after you hear more about these, you're going to love them even more. So we'll start with these first four. They're all part of the Flamethrower series, and the Flamethrowers all have these serrated leaves, and they tend to have a very bushy habit. So don't picture them as being true like branches. They tend to be really nice and full and lush. The first one here is Salsa Roja, so nice red. We'll get a little bit of that green tint in it as well. This one here is Flamethrower Spiced Curry, and I love the color on it because it's got a coppery lime color on it, and then if you flip the leaves over, beautiful burgundy with that bright green veining on it, really nice. This is a new one called Flamethrower Adobo Pink, and it's just starting to get its pink coloring on it. That becomes pretty pronounced as it matures. Very, very nice one. And then this one here is Salsa Verde, and it's got that nice Chartreuse color on it. And it actually will be similar to a new one from Proven Winners, the ColorBlaze Mini-Me Chartreuse. Has a similar coloring and similar growth habit to this one. And then over here, this is another series, but they have a similar growth habit to the Flamethrowers. So this is the Downtown series. So these are from the same people who did the Main Street series, but these are a little bit more compact. And so this one here is Downtown Santa Monica. Look at the bright pink, and I love the speckles on it. It's a very showy one. And then this dark one with the kind of green speckles in it, that one is Downtown New York City Lights. And then this one over here, I love it's Downtown Miami Magic. I love that creamy kind of blonde color in the center, has that really hot pink vein and the nice green edge on it. Really nice one, unusual color. I think that one stands out mainly for that reason. Then over here, we have the Under the Sea series. And this one, some of them grow like these other ones, some of them are different. The Under the Sea series kind of has a lot of different habits and features on it. This one here is going to be called Electric Eel. Wait, I better check it. Yeah, this one's Electric Eel. And then this one over here is Barracuda. And then Under the Sea, it's lime something. It's Under the Sea Lime Shrimp. And you can see, I love the kind of curlicue edging on this one. And look at the dark kind of rim on that one, how it outlines the leaf. Really quite beautiful. Now this one here, it's a little bit small right now, so it's just starting to come into its own, but this is part of the Charged Up series, and it's the Charged Up Marble Mania. And you can see, look at the nice mosaic pattern on it. This is going to become more and more pronounced as this plant ages and as it gets big. And this series is a little bit different than the ones I've been showing you. This is more your traditional kind of what we think of as Coleus, where it gets the big leaves and the real big branching. So this is a pretty big sized Coleus as well. In that same family, this one is French Quarter. We're going to see these colors kind of stand out as it matures. And then this one here is another series that it's called TALVERNA, and I love this one. This is a really nice one. It gets big plants, but also the colors on it are really distinct and really consistent. So this one here is TALVERNA Sienna, and you can see it has that almost orangey kind of center with that beautiful distinct lime rim. This one is TALVERNA Tricolor, and this one, of all the ones that have this color pattern, this one has been the most consistent for me as far as always having the pink, always having the burgundy, and always having the green. And then really just a nice unique color here is the Moondust, and it does have that speckling of green on those burgundy leaves. These, again, these are quite large varieties. This one's a little bit smaller, Charged Up series. Then the Solar Flare is over here. I'm trying to remember the name of this series is called the VOLCANICA series. VOLCANICA Vino here, this one gets really dark, has that green rim. The leaves are almost black on this one. And then this one is VOLCANICA Solar Flare, and this is probably my favorite Coleus out of all of them. It's only going to get showier as it matures. I love how it has that undulating leaf, beautiful hot pink stripe down the middle. This one is so showy and so beautiful. It's just incredible. Now these three are kind of a mixed bag. These are kind of older varieties as well. The one here, the pink one, is Kingswood Torch, and so that one gets a pretty big size. And then next to it, this is Fishnet Stockings. Let's see right there. So this one has that really distinct veining on kind of a lime or bright green kind of color. And then the one next to it is called Peter's Wonder, and Peter's Wonder has a couple different colors in it. So it has that little bit of blonde color, the green, the purple, also some fuchsia in there, and it has really curly Q type leaves as well. So very unusual one. And now we're getting into the Main Street series, and the Main Street series is kind of one of our mainstays. They get quite large. They're just a nice performing one. So this one here is Fifth Avenue. We're going to start seeing that pink getting more distinct as it matures. This one down the middle is the Sunset Boulevard, and that one is going to get more of a peach kind of color to it. We're going to see it more peach in the middle, more orange on the, as it works its way out to a lime. This one here is Wall Street, gets a really nice orange color. And then this one here is going to be, what is it? It's Riverwalk, and it has that Chartreuse two-color kind of thing, yellow and Chartreuse in there. This one a little bit hidden right now, but that's Rodeo Drive, and that one has that really sharp edging on it with that nice black outline. This one here is, I think, Chartres Street. And then here is, okay, Ocean Drive, I think it is. And it has, this one's going to get more and more of that pink stripe in the middle. And this one is Beale Street, really nice red one, good color on that one. And then this one is Venice Boulevard, or Venice Street, or Venice Drive, which Venice something. And as this one gets older, we're going to start seeing more and more of that veining become more and more distinct as well. Now, I do have some other ones over here that I'll show you. So this is the TALVERNA series again. That's the Flamethrower Adobo Pink. This is more of the Main Street. But this one here is just kind of a standalone variety called Florida Sun Rose. And it has all these shades of pink and burgundy in it. Really unusual one. And this is one that I really do like. And then over here we have a trailing variety. This is the Great Falls series. And so the Great Falls, these are going to be, they don't take as much sun. All the other varieties that I showed you for the most part can take full sun, full shade. This one doesn't really like the full sun. If you do have it in full sun, it needs quite a bit of water. And they're really nice. This one you can see has a little bit of kind of red in there. This one's going to be much more yellow, and this one has that really dark center in it as well. Have I got you dreaming about Coleus yet? I mean, these are some fantastic plants, and the colors and the patterns, I fall in love with it every single time I see it. And I also love Coleus because they're pretty easy to grow. So they're not big water hogs. They tend to just need regular watering. These varieties are sun or shade. There are some varieties that can't handle full sun. So you're gonna wanna check your tags. Also, your location can impact that a lot too. So if you're in a really hot environment, your climate is really warm, these probably will not be able to do full sun. You're gonna need to put them in a shadier spot. But here in Michigan, most of these do absolutely fine in full sun. So I love the fact that I have that versatility. Also nice when you're planting them out in a yard that, some of it's shady, some of it's sunny. You can, plant these out and they're going to do okay in either one. You might notice some difference in the color or the size of the plant, depending on how much light it gets, but that can really vary on the variety and kind of the conditions that you have. Otherwise, I mean, keep them pretty easy. They don't need tons of fertilizer, so you don't need to fertilize these every week if you don't want to. I mean, you can give them fertilizer every week. They tend to do fine with that. But if you just did it once a month even, they would be able to handle that and still look great. If they start looking a little maybe stressed or anything like that, that's usually a watering issue. So either you're not giving them enough water or you're giving them too much water, or they need some fertilizer. So those would be your two things to check on, and you can alter that. And usually they can bounce back pretty easily. A lot of people also will take cuttings of their Coleus and grow them inside. They tend to root really easily. I haven't done that though, so I don't really know how easy it actually is, but I know tons of people do it. They can be adapted as a houseplant. Only thing is like some of these really vigorous varieties will like get kind of mangy on you in the house. So you think about what variety you have when you're doing that, or how much space you have, or you just keep cutting it back, because Coleus is one that you can usually keep trimming it back. Now, I wouldn't do any trimming on the Flamethrower series or the Downtown series. Those are the ones that have that kind of flowy, kind of flamey, bursting bubble pom-pom kind of look to them. Those kind generally don't do any trimming on them. But on the other ones that have more of the branches and stuff like that, the more you trim, usually the more you get. You just don't want to trim them back down where they only have like a little tiny leaf left. As long as they have a couple leaves left, they'll start sprouting from wherever you cut them. So they're great that way. Now you may have noticed that there was one series of Coleus that I didn't mention, and that's the ColorBlaze series from Proven Winners. That's a really strong performing series as well. And I love any of the Coleus that I've grown from Proven Winners. They've done very well for me. They tend to be quite vigorous, so you have to keep that in mind when you're planting them out. But the reason why we don't have them is simply because, well, there's two reasons. One is that we have to buy them in a larger quantity if we want to get them in this plug size, if we buy them from Proven Winners. So we're not a big enough operation. We don't have enough bench space to be able to have like 100 of every single color. So it's nice to be able to get them in these mixed trays and also these smaller trays as well. So that gives us the opportunity to have more variety without having to just focus in and really, it makes it so we don't have to pick which baby we love the most. We can love them all. And also we have been able to, for the most part, been able to find one that we found to be quite comparable to the Proven Winners variety. So like the Main Street series, the Volcanica and the Charged Up, those all seem to do quite similarly. You know, there is some difference in them, but for the most part, they have the same effect. And as far as like the Mini Me series that they have and the Brandy series from ColorBlaze, that would be more of the ones on this side here, the Flamethrower and the Downtown series. Those are going to be similar to that. So we've been lucky. There are a couple of varieties though of the ColorBlaze that we haven't really found a good alternative to. Number one being the ColorBlaze El Brido. I love that Coleus. So we do get that one, and we get a whole 100 of them, and we could probably sell another 100 if we really had the bench space for it, because it is a really beautiful one. The color's fantastic. It grows really nice. So we love that one. Dipped in wine, I think there might be like a velvet one or something like that, or like a, I'm not sure, there's another variety that might be similar to Dipped in Wine, but that's one that we haven't really found a really good alternative to. And then yeah, I think those are the main ones. Yeah, those are probably the main ones that we haven't found an alternative to. So that's where we're at with that part of it. I am so glad though to be able to show you these. I'm glad we've got some new varieties, and I managed to get the Flamethrower Adobo Pink. It had been missing off the order last week, and fortunately our rep was able to get into it. She had to get in from New York though. We don't usually get our plants in from farther away. We usually get them from Michigan growers, but that one came from New York. But part of it was because we also needed a couple other plants that were missing from the order. So this company in New York, they came in really nice and big too. So hats off to them. They did a good job. We had never ordered from them before, so it was great to see. Anyway, I'm blathering on. You guys, time for me to go, and I am going to let you in on a little secret since you stayed to the end of the video. You may have noticed I was wearing gloves when I was showing you these. That's because I was planting today and I didn't wear gloves, and my fingernails are absolutely disgusting. And I always notice when I'm recording and my fingers are dirty, I'm always like, oh, people are going to say something, or people are getting totally distracted by my fingernails. So that's why I wear gloves today. I hope that were the gloves more of a distraction? Well, who knows. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. See you in the next video.